what, everybody? We're back. Alright. We got a couple new projects we gotta do today. Like I talked about, the more I drive this thing, the more I figure out all the stuff I gotta fix. Probably the first thing I should start with is the license plate that almost didn't survive my last drive. But we'll take care of that. The other thing I want to get fixed, I've talked about it a couple times, is that shifter. I built that mount a couple years ago. I'm just not overly happy with it. It's too tall. It's not sturdy enough. Kind of hard to see. See if I can get you guys in there. So I'd like to lower it. I'd like to move it over a little bit towards the driver's side. And also I might have to figure out some way to reinforce it. Make it a little sturdier. I was really hoping that transmission tunnel, I've got a sandwich plate on the bottom of it and everything, but it's just not, it's not strong enough for that. So yeah, let's get to work, see what we can figure out. Alright, well, here's what I got going on. Hopefully you guys can see. Like I said, I just don't like where this thing ended up. You can kind of see, I don't know, I feel like I have one of them rat rod shifters in this thing. So what I hope to accomplish is I want to bring this thing down. I don't really know where yet. I'd like to bring it over, but at the same time I really don't want to have to change that plate because it's already there and it's already drilled through the tunnel. So my game plan right now, I'm going to try and take some measurements, and I hope I can move it to the edge of this plate or close to it and then drop it, I don't know, maybe somewhere in here. This is an old junky shifter that I got off Facebook Marketplace for cheap, so I may just go ahead and cut these extra ears off it. I'm not going to put a cover on it. Honestly, I like the way the mechanical look is on it. Ah! Whew. Wasp attack. What was I talking about? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna sit in here and try and get some measurements and see. Scared him off. Son of a. I don't know what just happened. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take some measurements. If I stop getting attacked by bees or wasps or whatever that was, and yeah, we're gonna start modifying this thing and be one step closer to being happy, I hope, or just closer to the next project is probably more realistic. Let's see. This son of a gun. I wounded it. Come on. Apparently I won't stop getting attacked by them. I'll get it eventually. yeah. Let's see. Right now, we're about 9 inches off of the plate to the pedestal. And about 22 to the top of the handle. So it's kind of hard to I think I'd like for it to end up somewhere about there. I think I need an extra hand. Let's see, that puts it. This is the part where it's supposed to make race car noises. Yeah, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. And we're gonna move it over. Should be good. So that puts it down five inches. Yeah, about 5 inches. So move that down 5. We're gonna be coming over probably about 2 inches, which will put us right here. I think that's gonna work out pretty good. Well, I'm going to pull this shifter off and then figure out what I'm going to do about that, because there are nuts on the bottom because I did not plan ahead. And yeah, we'll start there and we'll start figuring it out. Okay, got this thing taken out of the truck. Kind of got set up over here. We're gonna take and mark this, cut 5 inches out of it. I'm gonna do that first, and then we'll worry about cutting this off of here and cleaning that up. I'll kind of show you how I'm gonna do this. I'm not sure if anyone noticed. Yes, this is a toilet paper roll. I'll show you in just a second what that's for. First, I gotta find my marker. There it is. I'm gonna lay this thing down. And luckily this doesn't have to be exact. Won't be too big a deal, but we're gonna mark that 5 inches off of there, and then that's where this comes in. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Maybe might need to sharpen that blade a little bit. So if we split that like that, you can put it on here, wrap it around, maybe, and if you line up your edges right there, it'll give you a straight line all the way around it. That way, when we cut this thing, we don't have to worry about trying to square it up, because we should already be where we need to be. Unless I screwed up, then it won't work. And voila. They do make tools just for that, but I mean, how do you beat using trash you're gonna throw away anyway, right? So now we got that. Put this in our $5 vise here, and swivel this. Turn this like so. Tighten her down. And we'll make our first cut. Okay, now we got this piece cleaned up. Kind of my plan. We're gonna move this offset, something like that, and probably set it at a little bit of an angle. We're obviously gonna have to lay this out and tack it up and test fit it, see how we like it before we get too carried away. But let's see what we can figure out. This is 1.25 inches. So that's 4 1/8. I have no idea why I made that 4 1/8. That kind of bothers me. But, so there's our center line. Obviously, this isn't super critical. If it was, I wouldn't be using a marker, but this isn't really that big a deal. As long as it's not way off. So I said that's 1.25 inches. We know that the center line is 2 1/16. So we need to take 5/8 off of that. So there's 1/2 inch, 5/8. We're actually going to go a little further because we're using a marker. I don't really know where this is going to end up. All I'm doing is just kind of laying out some rough guidelines where I want this thing to end up. I think we're going to do 1/4 inch in from the edge, just because that'll give us room to weld it. Now we kind of know the box we want that to end up in. And then this we'll just go on here. Something like that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball this angle that I want it to be. I'm going to say something like that. I kind of like when the shifter's got a little angle away from you. I think it's a little bit more comfortable. So we're going to do this. We're going to mark there. Now we can set that up there. Put it between our lines. Then line up our center line. And I think we're going to throw a couple tacks on that after I clean this magnet off. Or not. It's fine. The magnets aren't perfect, but they definitely help get it straight. Maybe. Okay, let's see. That looks pretty good. So I think I'm gonna fire the welder up, put a couple tacks on this thing, and then we'll throw it back in the truck. See how we feel about it then, because we might be starting all over. I'm gonna get all my excuses out now. I haven't TIG welded in, I don't know, 6 or 8 months. So let's see how this goes. Not good. For some reason, it's not high frequency starting. You good? Helps if you have your machine on the right setting. Usually. Let's try this again. It's a great time for the wind to pick up. Also a great time for my hood to stop working. Okay. Had to break out Old Faithful here. Maybe it'll work for me. Nope. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright. That was a lot harder than it should have been, but let's go try this thing in the truck, see what we think. Okay. Hey. I just realized I never took the plate off the bottom. And I think I heard it fall a little bit ago. Where did you go? Hello? Are you in there? Ah. We don't need it for mock-up anyway. So, just put a couple bolts in here. Okay. Should probably tighten those a little bit. That makes sense. Haha. You know, the hardest thing for me about making these is I don't get to listen to music. So sometimes I just make my own. Sometimes it's in my head, along with all the voices. I might be oversharing. Okay. Let's put a couple of these bad boys in it. Or not. That's fine. Okay. Not the right size. Probably also not the right size. I am. I hope I like it, because that's a whole lot different than it was. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments to my cable routing here, but it's probably gonna be unhappy. That's kind of what I was worried about there. That's getting into the front of the seat. But we're just going to have to go ahead and cut that off, which I expected anyway. But we'll leave it until I get this mocked up. I don't know what I was thinking putting these bolts in here. They're way too short. So I'll have to do something about that. But let's see. I think I like that. This is where we come on. Oh, almost left you guys behind. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's gonna work out good. Okay, I got this thing brought over here. We're gonna wipe it down. This isn't anything super critical, so, you know, should probably have cleaned up the parts better, but for what it's for, it'll weld just fine. Let's just get some of this marker off of here. And whatever doesn't come off, we'll just weld over it. And of course, the bad thing about working in the open is right as I'm getting ready to do this, the wind decided to pick up. That's perfect. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get this thing welded and try to not make it look like complete garbage. Make sure we got this set right this time. Okay. You guys notice my nice welding bench I got here? That's my truck. Let's see how bad we can screw this up. Pretty bad. Let's try this again. There goes my marker. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Well, it's not great. It's not the worst. It's gonna do exactly what I need it to do. I don't know how this is gonna look on camera. It could be a whole lot more consistent, but heck, it could be a lot worse too. Now I think I'm gonna wipe this thing off real quick. Throw some paint on it while it's still hot, so it's basically powder coated. Yeah. Maybe we'll throw it back in the truck, get it put back together. Okay. Parts back from powder coat. Yeah. It doesn't look too bad. I'm not upset with it. So I even painted my doubler plate. Man, things are really coming together. Oh, I'm not done. Look at that. Bolts that actually are long enough. Just crushing it. Okay. to figure out how I want to do this. I don't believe it matters, if I'm being honest. So, I think we're just going to cut it straight off. Then we'll go back and clean it up. Never use one of these without a face shield and gloves and both hands. Sometimes I'm really stupid. Case in point, cutting that directly towards the part that I just painted. That's probably not dry yet. Oh well. It is what it is. Only you and I know about it anyway. Now, put the old flapper on here and clean it up. It's also good to cut and grind in the cab of a truck that the fuel tank is right there. Looks like we knew what we were doing, except for clearly we didn't. Or don't. I'll go with don't know what we're doing. These bolts are still too short, but listen. We can't win on everything, okay? I don't want this thing to be too nice. Also, for some reason, I was missing a bolt before. Whatever. It's gonna be the wrong size. Okay. still missing a nut, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. It's still got more play in it than I'd like. We might address that at a later date because I'm kind of running out of time for today. But I think we're gonna fire this thing up real quick and see how it works. And in the process, I'm gonna vibrate all of these bolts into places I can't find them. Man, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it works pretty good. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this shift knob, because I've had this thing in here for a couple years now and all I've ever done is just turned it as far as it would go instead of putting it how it should be. So I'm going to grab a wrench, whatever size that is. We're gonna get that right. I think this project's pretty much gonna be buttoned up for today. I'd say that's a huge improvement over where it was. I don't know what size that nut is, so I just grabbed all my biggest wrenches. And that one's too big. This one might. It's still too big, but it'll work. Man. Man, it's all in the little things, I guess. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's put the bolts in it, if I can find them all. Like I said, I really need to go buy the rest of these, but this will keep getting us by like it has been for the last, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, who knows. Where'd you go? I feel like I told you guys I was gonna lose something. Oh well. I don't know. Ah. What do you know? Sitting right in front of my face. Return these to their home. Go back to your home. Well, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out so far. Obviously, I don't know, I might still have to add a support to it. It'll probably work for what it does, because really it's not like I'm ratchet shifting this thing the whole time. I do want to add a cup holder eventually, but kind of out of time for today. So I think that's gonna kind of wrap up this video. Man, I'm excited. Every time we get to the end of one of these deals, this thing's just better than it was when we started. And that's all I want. So I'm pretty pumped. Thank you guys for watching. Support's been awesome. The positive comments have been awesome. Yeah, we'll just keep this ball rolling. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm hoping to take this thing out, maybe do a cruise night or something here pretty soon, and I'll probably video that. I'm just excited. We're getting to do a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do for a long time and been putting off. And I just want to thank everybody who's been watching and keep me motivated on this thing. And we're just going to keep making it better. We'll make the videos better. Keep making the truck better. Eventually, who knows, maybe we'll get some other projects brought in here and we can, well, I say in here like we're inside of something, but we'll get them parked in the carport and we'll get them going. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks everybody who's subscribed and liked and commented. It's been really fun. I've had a good time. So that's it. I'm gonna quit rambling and we're gonna wrap this deal up. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.